Golf's a game of ups and downs, not just on the scorecard, but sometimes in the way we find our golf ball. Welcome to Golf Tips. My name is Trevor Moore, teaching professional with Advantage Golf Academy down at Cottonwood Coulee Golf Course. And I want to take you through shots on slopes. Not just this week, but for the next 4 weeks, we are going to go through all 4 directions of upslope, downslope, and side slopes. We're going to look at some of the nuances for these shots that we've got to look at. Today, we're dealing with upslopes. Upslopes, downslopes, side slopes, they're all difficult, but if you know the subtle changes, they're not so hard. Very specifically today, we're dealing with an upslope. The nice thing about upslopes and downslopes, and you'll see that next week, we have less to change in our swing mechanics. We really just change setup position and understanding of the shots. When we hit this shot, one of the biggest mistakes people make is they tend to try to stay balanced. They anchor into the slope, shoulders are really level. Well, if I make my golf swing in a slope where I'm leaning into it, my club hits into the slope, it has nowhere to go. I need to make sure I can maintain my same swing, which means change number 1 for this shot is to set up and match our shoulder angle to the slope. This actually means I'm leaning back, but this allows me, with my shoulders matching the slope, it allows me to have the club make its way up the slope with the swing as I normally would. So change number 1, get in, get the shoulders matching the slope. Once we get the shoulders matching the slope, there's a few other keys that do show up. 1, we must accommodate the ball positioning. I want you to imagine in a balanced situation, club being in the middle of the body, the ball being in the center of the stance. I want you to imagine the club head, as soon as I match the slope of with my shoulders, the ball position needs to move forward to accommodate that. Okay? So when we set ourselves up in the shot as we normally would, we must get the shoulders matching the slope, but we must also get the ball moving forward on that slope. When we get ourselves in those 2 positions, we can now swing the club along the slope and we can work on making decent contact. From that situation, there's 2 things that tend to happen. Number 1, as I lean back and move the ball forward, we end up adding loft to our club face, which essentially turns a 6-iron into an 8-iron. Depending on the severity of the slope, that's the bigger change in our golf club. So on a huge slope, we might go 3 or 4 clubs. On a small slope, it might be half a club, but we are adding loft. Let's remember that. Often upslope, people almost always come up short. That's because they're essentially hitting a club less by adjusting for the slope. So if you're supposed to hit a 7-iron and you're on an upslope, take a 6. Add the loft on the club and you'll be just fine. The last piece to consider off of upslopes, we've got the shoulders matching the slope. We've monitored the ball position. We've adjusted our club selection accordingly. The last thing to think about is my weight tends to want to fall back as I move through the shot. We are more likely to pull it to the left as a right-handed player off an upslope. We really need to guard against that by making sure we stay shifting into the slope. But understand the miss will typically be a pull to the left because we pivot around that right leg too easily and we get ourselves turning it to the left. Biggest thing you got to do with these shots is practice them. Practice, practice, practice. But get yourself out, adjust shoulders, adjust ball position, adjust club selection, and then stay into the shot to guard against pulling left. See you next week. We're going to talk about downslopes. Take care.